Alright guys, what is up? Thanks for watching. I'm going to show you the rod, the reel, the setup that I was using to catch those walleye and white bass today. The rod that I'm using is a 7-foot Fluger President, one piece, medium action. This rod has a rating of 6 to 12 pound and it is about a $99 rod you can pick up as a combo with a reel. The reel that I'm using is a Piece of Fun Carbon X 4000. I've got this spooled up with 20-pound Beyond braid. Other than that, again, one piece, 7-foot medium action rod does just fine. What you're going to want to do for your rig is you're going to want to get about 4 feet of monofilament leader here material. Grab yourself a medium-sized floater, just a regular floater, and we're going to tie this on about 1/3 of the way down, maybe about a foot down this leader using a fisherman's knot with 7 wraps. 6, 7. Now, one of the tricks to this is taking the shorter end of the tag line, shorter tag end, and when you put this through that hole, you're not going to want to cinch it down. I don't think I can show you this and get this in a hold this where I can show you, but we're going to put this tag end line through that hole. We're now going to pull that through all the way. Do not tighten it yet. Go ahead and seat that knot, wet it, and now tighten it. Alright, so what you're going to get basically is a floating jig head tied on about a foot down, give or take. Then we're going to come down to this end, the longer of the two. We are going to use a bass tube jig head, an oval bass tube jig head. This is a Gamakatsu I got from Maumee Bait and Tackle. It's a 1/4 ounce weight. You're going to want a couple out different weights like you would for inline sinkers for walleye. I've got 3/8, 5/16, 1/4 ounce, and I also have 3/16. Tie this on using a 10-wrap fisherman's knot, and then we're going to brighten these bad boys up with some real bright colors. Right now in the transition between the walleye run and the white bass run, these fish are starting to eat again. They haven't eaten for probably about 2 months. Now with that in mind, they are hungry. You're going to get a lot of jacks in there that are still looking to spawn, and bottom line, they will bite and they will swallow these. So again, one of the tricks is real bright colors. I like the hot pinks, the chartreuse yellow greens, the bright whites, and noticing I'm holding up these long twister tails, these 3-inch twister tails. These things go through the water, make all kinds of noise, and it really gets their attention. The other trick to these is I like to put these on short, meaning expose a lot of the hook on the end, and I push them way up on the tip of that jig head, right up to that lead. Then I'll take an alternate color, like a pink or white, and I'll tie that on this floater, and again I'll do it short, exposing a lot of the hook, so that way if they do bite short, they're going to get hooked. Other than that, here's what you got. You got about 1 foot of leader material going down to a floater, about 2 more feet going down to a lead head bass tube jig head. Now let me show you how to tie this on your braid material, and there's a couple of knots you can use. I like to use the quickest, easiest, which is just a surgeon's knot, and I'll show you how to do that. So take both pieces of your leader material, that tag end, that shorter 12-inch or foot tag end, and your braid, put them together so that the tag ends are about the same, and wet it. I find wetting it holds them together. Now, surgeon's knot's just a regular plain Jane knot. You make a loop, you take both of these and you start running it through. But what you're going to do is do it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, cinch this knot up nice and tight. You're pulling both the braid and the mono together. It'll kind of look like a figure 8 when it starts to seat. And when you're all said and done, that's what she looks like. Nice tight little knot. And now what you're going to want to do is cut those tag ends off real close to that knot, so that way this knot will go through that guide tip of your rod. Should you reel in a little too extra, a little too much, that'll have no problem going through those guides. Won't bind up, won't hang up, and when you cast, it'll also come right out. So again, we got 20-pound braid tied on with a surgeon's knot, about a foot down on 15-pound leader material, roughly. Medium-sized floater with a bright color tail, going down another foot to a lead head with, again, a real bright color floater twister tail. So other than that, what you're going to want to do is bottom bouncies, just like you would walleye. You're going to throw your setup about 10 o'clock upriver, and if anything, maybe a slow cast, a very, very slow cast. You're going to feel your tip bouncing just like you would when you were doing your walleye fishing. And when it goes down like that, pull up, set that hook. It's more than likely a fish, and you'll start reeling her in. Other than that, guys, that's the setup that I use. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now go out and get yourself some Maumee River walleye, some white bass, and some white perch. Thanks for watching. Good luck and good fishing.